Good morning, everybody. This is Autumn 12. I'm coming to you early this morning from District 53. We're here with some of our players in the game, and we're checking out the 37th Luxis tournament. We are down to the final four. We've got some big matchups, and let's check in with some of our players to see what they think the outcomes are going to be. Good morning, Megatron. Thank you for joining us this morning. Let's take a look maybe at the Donald Duck and Mythlord match. What do you got on your bingo ticket?
Good morning. So looking at the team lineups, I'm liking Donald Duck for roster one. I think he takes that one. The second one, Mythlord has the Tree Guy and the Ice Queen, and looks like that's Donald Duck's third team. So I'm gonna give Mythlord round two, and on round three, I'm leaning towards Donald Duck because he's running the Askavarg and the Tree Guy in the same team with the Rock Guy Ethereon. So I'm giving this one to Donald. He's going to take 1 and 3.
Donald has been on a tear lately. He did have an enormous win last round. So, and also a fellow guildie. I got to go with you on that one as well. Let's put our money in on Donald Duck for the win. Good morning, Jaysin. How are you doing this morning?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm good, thanks. Appreciate you hanging out with us so early. Maybe you could give us your thoughts on the Asylum, Ivy, and Dorkanol match. What do you think?
All right. For this one, I've got it 1 and 3 going Ivy, with 2 being a split. I think 2 could go either way. But I'm leaning towards Ivy to win the whole match.
Yeah, those matchups, I'm with you on that one. I'm pretty sure Ivy's gonna take 2 of the 3. I might give the last one to Dorkanol. But yeah, I think it's a pretty safe bet for all of us to throw our money in on Ivy there. Banzan, good morning. Thank you for joining us.
Good
Whereabouts are you
morning,
coming
Autumn.
from? We
Sorry,
have
what?
oh, I was just wondering where you were reporting in from this morning.
Oh, I'm here.
You're here? All right. We've got the Asylum Zix match, right, against Aurora from Tribe of Dragons. What do you think about that matchup?
Oh man, this looks like it's gonna be a slugfest between Zix and Aurora. To be 100% honest with you, as
Yeah.
far as team composition goes, I'm actually kind of surprised with the Esther matchup in the second match. It looks like it's going to be a stall fight on that one, to be honest with you.
Hmm.
Now, when it comes to the third match, it looks like it's going to be a DPS fight. So whoever gets the ult off first, that's who it's going to go for. Um, I see match one. It might go either way, but I do see a lot of Guardians floating around on these two teams. So I guess
Definitely
I,
stacked.
I'm gonna root for the underdog on this one. I think I'm gonna put Zix on top.
Ooh, I don't know if that's going to be a popular choice, but
No, it
I can
will not
see
be.
where you're coming from. I appreciate your thoughts on that. I have to go with Aurora. She's been around since the beginning, and you can never underestimate someone who's got a lot of miles under their belt in this event.
I'd have to agree with you on that.
Hmm. All right, and last up is Pound Town versus Asylum Selena. Rom, did you want to help me out with this one? Any thoughts?
Well, without looking, I would normally just pick Selena. But if you look at the matchups, I always try to find out whose team one's fighting whose team one. And that looks like in roster two, which means I'm going to have to give the edge to Selena. And it also looks like yeah, these guys are set up for team two versus team two, team one versus team one, team three versus team three. I'm going with Selena all day long.
All right, you heard it here. So if you're going to lose any money, please don't come and find these 4 gentlemen. We
Also, we're
appreciate
not
you hanging
shy.
out with
If you like to say something in the
us.
comments, if you disagree with us, if you want to give the business to Banzan for that terrible prediction where there was no relevant information given, Other than they both look like DPS. Come on, buddy. Be better.
Hey,
And we want to give an
I'm just
early
getting
happy
facts.
birthday shout out to Megatron too. So we got one more week to go, but keep that under your hats, folks. That's the tea time coming at you this morning from District 53.
Banzan, you want to defend those predictions?
Nope, I said what I said.
Was there any scientific calculations in there?
No, it's just the way the team comps were set up.
Do you even play the
I
game
think.
anymore?
Hey, man, listen.
We're getting all the tea this morning, folks. All the
Listen,
tea.
I have to give Aurora her flowers. She has done amazing in this game so far,
Mhm.
up to now.
Up to now.
But you know what? I think Zix can pull it off today. I really do.
All right, a bold prediction
I apologize for the unprovoked attack.
on Autumn.
Liar.
And she accepts your apology this
I'm
morning.
not apologizing
Thank you
to
very
you.
much.
This is our fourth take, everybody. Take
I got it
four.
on.
Take
I
4.
got it on. Hi, this is Autumn. I'm here with Knowm. He's here to give a little rebuttal on some of the predictions that were made earlier. Thanks for joining us, Knowm. Maybe you could walk us through the fights and tell us how you see them unfolding.
Yeah, thanks. Thanks for having me be part of the discussion here. So I'll jump right into the first one. We have Donald Duck versus Myth Lord. And Myth Lord has just a lot of raw power. Like most enemies, Myth Lord can completely overwhelm. But the problem is now we have this new Guardian Fate that even if you do try to overwhelm with power, it doesn't always work that way. So looking at the roster one, I think Donald Duck's definitely just going to take that because they're close in might or power, whatever it is, anyways. And then with the Fate and having the count to finish off anyone that Fate swaps, yeah, easy one for Donald Duck there. But that's the problem is now Myth-Lord has the two monster teams going. So roster 2 is a no-brainer. Myth-Lord's going to sink that. Now, if Donald Duck would have had the Fate team as the roster 2, I think that could have been a really good fight. And I think even Donald Duck might have been able to punch up by 100 million with that, or whatever it is there. But roster 3 is what it comes down to. And I'll be frank, the male Soul Keeper is great against overwhelming enemies that have equal or less power than you. And in this case, Myth Lord's almost got double the power. So and a Fate on the team to swap anybody that does get low enough for male Soul Keeper to be able to take. Not to mention, Myth Lord, just look how tanky this team is. Revenant, Void Guardian, the male Ganesh, the new Fate, and if he probably built Necrosa with energetic on her. And so I don't think in any way Donald Duck's going to win that roster 3, but I could be surprised. What did you go with Autumn on that one? Sorry, I missed it earlier. Did you go with Myth Lord as
that's
well?
all right. Actually, we went with, I believe, Donald Duck in that match.
Oh, rock on. I mean, it was a
yeah.
huge upset with the victory over Quinn, which I was really surprised. I mean, I lost that wager. But hey, power to Donald Duck. I like seeing players really come into their own.
Yeah, he was on the rise, so I think they thought that the good mojo was going to continue on.
Cool, following that momentum. And so for the second battle with Ivy and Dorkino, sorry, I still don't know the pronunciation of that. Looking at roster 1, this is going to be the most interesting battle of this matchup. And the reason why I say that is because Ivy definitely overpowers, but the Fate Guardian changes everything. Fate Manipulator is a difference maker, and it can kind of a leveler, the Great Balancer, I should say. And so maybe Fate Balancer would have been a better name for. But looking at both of these teams, I'm going to go off of survivability. I'm going to go off of quick burst damage to finish people once Fate swaps their constitutions. So let's come back to this one. I'm going to go to roster 2. I'll explain my thoughts behind roster 1 in just a second. So in roster 2, we have an overpowering situation. We have the team 3s for both players. So I think that's going to go to Ivy. Ivy has the male Esterier to be able to shield and make the battle longer, and with the Ignorath and the female or the Succubus. And then on the other side, I do like the female Nordalsar, and the Farouk. So there's a lot of survivability. But I'm going to have to give this one to Ivy because I think that she's just going to overpower. Sometimes it just comes down to that in this game. And with Dorkino not having the Fate on that team, I think it's a lost cause. So and that brings us to roster 3. This is a really fun one. And honestly, I think this is as good as any for a coin flip. Maybe my powers are messed up on how they're displaying, but it comes down to, in this one, to positioning, I believe. So when you get down to these heavy battles that are mirror matches almost, it comes down to that position. It is a mirror match, so definitely current meta. Now, the thing is, the P1 position now, Asgard is going to come flying in. And so I'm going to give the advantage in the initial attack to Dorkino because the Void Guardian is in the P2 position for him, and that's going to soak up any of the crowd control from the Mel Asgard, while Dorkino's Queen of Frost is in P3, so she's not going to get affected by any CC, and she's going to be able to run and get straight up on Eldrasil or Revenant or whatever. So I think at the beginning of the battle, Dorkino's going to have a heavy advantage there. But here's the deal. At the 4-second mark, the Revenant is going to be able to toss her active, which is going to heal up the Ascavarge. It's going to heal up potentially the Queen of Frost if she got stuck in the enemy's Male Ascavarge's charge. And so this is such a tough one here. And so honestly, I'm going to give the roster 3 win to the challenger, Dorkino. I'm going to give it because I think it's a better positioning. So, but with that, let's go back to roster 1. And
Jesus,
I've
man,
done
make
some
a pick already.
experimentation. Oh, sorry.
Make the pick.
I like to
Make
analyze
the
these
pick.
things. Okay. The Ivy, the female mortal song on that team, is going to win it for her, I think. Though I've never seen the male Marrowborn with Fate, so that could be a surprise victory. So I'm going for Ivy on battle 2. And so the third battle, we have Zix versus Aurora, and Aurora is a star, and she has great insight into teams and what they can do and battle synergy, so I'm really impressed with her. Zix has done really great in all the Luxis in the past, though, so this is going to be another one of those difficult ones to predict. I think I ended up going with Aurora, but let me explain why. So in the first fight, they're pretty equal, but Aurora has the Fate. And my team 2, with my Fate in it, has beaten so many meta team 1s. So I think that with Queen of Frost and Ascavarge and Eldrasil on Zix's team, Aurora is going to win just from having Fate in the count, with Mortal Star to kind of back him up, and the Void Guard, or the Voidborn, the Tentacle dude, Illithid, to bring everybody together and crowd control the whole time. Okay, so that one's definitely going to go to Aurora, I'm pretty sure. For the roster 2, this one, Aurora has pretty much Queen of Frost and Eldrasil with that Mel Esther. People underestimate Mel Esther in middle tier game. Like, I think more people need to realize what a great support he is. But anyhow, Aurora's going to overpower in roster 2. The Mel Soul Keeper is going to be worthless in it. It's going to die quick. Aurora, in roster 3, so I guess that doesn't matter because I've already given Aurora 2 out of 3 wins.
That's 2 out of 3.
In roster 3, I think Zix is going to grab it with the Fate count combo as well with female
Not a clean
Mortal Star.
sweep. Yeah, not a clean sweep.
Not a clean
2 of
sweep.
3 with Aurora getting the nod there. Excellent. And I guess to wrap it up, the final matchup, we've got Pound Town and Selena. What are your thoughts on that?
I gotta give major props to Pound Town because Pound Town has been getting better every Luxus tournament. Like, I've seen the changes to the teams, I've seen the different strategies, and frankly, I'm really impressed. And so, but Selena's a really great player, great teams, good account. And so on this first roster, they both of them have their Fates in, and they both have. So hopefully everybody understands the synergy between the new Succubus and the female Fate. Is that the new Succubus has a lot of survivability when she gets low health, and that allows the time for Fate to swap Constitution with an enemy. And so with that being said, Selena has the count in Team 1, and Pound Town does not. So I'm going to give the win to Selena on that one. Roster 2, it's a straight up like just smash each other fight. But it looks like Pound Town has the more meta team and high potential for Pound Town to win roster 2 there. And then roster 3, this is a really interesting one because Selena has Queen of Frost by herself. See, if Selena would have had Queen of Frost in her team 2 instead of Necrosa, I would have gone for Selena beating Pound Town. But she spread her roster out a little better to account for the fact that you don't know where the team 1, 2, and 3s are going to be. And so with that, in team 3, I would give it to Pound Town if Fate was on the team for sure. But and there's a Marrowborn, so if Selena's team does get a little low, it's going to really escalate quickly. Here's the problem. Selena has Voidborn in there, the Illithid. He's going to crowd control the entire enemy team, and the enemy doesn't have. I guess he does have quite a bit of crowd control over there too. I just go with Queen of Frost being there and Mel Esther throwing his active on her the whole time, keeping her just harassing the enemy. I think that'll give Selena the ability to win with roster 3. So I'm going with Selena for this matchup, with Pound Town winning roster 2.
Roster 2. So again, a split decision, but with a nod going to Selena.
Yeah.
It looks like matchup 2 is the one to keep our eye on, the Ivy Dorquinol matchup. Knowm, I really appreciate you coming in and going through this. You gave us an exceptional breakdown of all of the fights, your thoughts. You know, as a theory crafter, as a creative content creator, you know, your insights are really appreciated. And thank you for taking the time this morning to come and hang out with us and share some of your thoughts on the matchups.
Thanks for having me on.